This improv story is based on the idea, man watches orchestra, let the story commence. Craig went to the orchestra, it was an orchestra. He was a Doctor Who fan. And they were going to be doing Doctor Who at the Royal Albert Hall. No, they weren't. What's one of the other things? I'm not rattled. Squiff says utterly ratted to fuck. Was I ratted? Did somebody rat me out? You said ratted when you tried to say rattled, meaning you're rattled. What sort of thing did they film? Films? Like, did they like maybe Lord of the Rings, Indiana Jones, Back to the Future, Star Wars. Aye, Star Wars. He went to Star Wars with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. The London Philharmonic Orchestra, maybe. The Royal London Philharmonic Orchestra. At the Albert Hall. We could watch it on like the Imperial March and all these sorts of things done with an orchestra, and they show stuff on the screen. And they have people coming on, they're going to have... he was looking forward to it. They said they're going to have Ian McDiarmid. What's this? How do you say his fucking name anyway? How'd you say his fucking name anyway? Can't he plays Emperor? Ian McDiarmid. What is that? What is that? This is fucking TOS. Right, interview. Here we go. Right, now we need this. So we have here.
But I personally like to call him Sheev. He'll tell you about the tragedy of dark.
Go, mate.
Do it. Please welcome the Emperor of the Galaxy himself, Ian McDiarmid.
Ian McDiarmid. But remember, this guy's American, possibly Canadian. What would he know? No offence.
Galaxy himself, Ian McDiarmid.
McDiarmid or McDiarmid? Ian McDiarmid. Right, got to keep that one in mind. Right.
Thinking back on it, I don't think...
Hey everyone at Celebration, I'm Pablo Hidalgo.
Not American.
Manager for Lucas Online. We're here in the content offices for StarWars.com where the website is put together.
Good.
Earlier this year, I had
Who are you speaking to?
an interview with Ian McDiarmid, and I had the opportunity the website is put together. Earlier this year, I had an interview with Ian McDiarmid, and I had the opportunity...
I bet he's saying American, like... You?
It is so good to see all of your beautiful faces. We've been putting...
Too quiet. Your video's too quiet. You failed. You should put a fucking... Redo it. Compressor edit. Get a limit or bump it right fucking up. Too quiet. Ruined.
Pride. It's very unexpected.
Hi, I'm Ian. This isn't going to... Forget it. One more. Check one more. One more. Right.
Now let's take a step back to the films.
Good. He's English and he'll fucking know. He was in the films. He will know.
That was Yoda, by the way. Please welcome Ian McDiarmid and Hayden.
Ian McDiarmid.
Please.
He's English. He's saying So that's Ian McDiarmid.
Welcome Ian McDiarmid and
Right, Ian McDiarmid.
Hayden.
That's Lucas. I fucking know who they are. Right. 2017. I tell you something. I wouldn't fucking shake kiss on if I was Hayden. Let's see, hold on. No, 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 I wouldn't. I would walk right past him. I would walk right past him. How dare you? Why did you ruin my career? Why did you make me say those lines? How could you not give me things to say like he had? He had good things to say like young fool. I would have said, sorry, I don't mean to hijack this, but right, anyway, so special guests. So it says going to have Ian McDermott at the Star Wars at the Royal Albert Hall with the London Royal London Philharmonic Orchestra with Ian McDermott in brackets, the Emperor, Palpatine, all that. Somebody else, smaller role. No C3PO. Boba Fett. No. Chewie. No. No Warwick Davis. Warwick Davis is somebody in his own right now. He's not just fucking, he was in Star Wars. He's somebody that it's just Star Wars. Darth Maul. That'd be difficult because the guy who played Darth Maul didn't do the voice. That was Peter Serafinovich. Lando. No. What else is there? Mark Hamill, I fucking right. Daisy Ridley. No, she's... I don't know what else she's been in since, but I think she'd be too big for that. No, was she? Is it fucking Albert Hall? Aye, huh? No, wait. The kid who played Anakin? No. David Prowse. He's fucking dead, isn't he? John Boyega. Yoda and Mike. Alec Guinness. Jabba the Hutt. Jake Lloyd. Jar Jar. Aye. The guy who played Jar Jar. No, he wouldn't turn up. He would turn up just to have fucking things chucked at him for a laugh. Liam Neeson wouldn't be there. Right, let's just say Ian McDermott. What's her name again? Daisy Ridley. Right, so let's just say it is, right? Right? Special guests, Ian McDermott, Palpatine, Daisy Ridley, Rey, and other special guests. And one very special guests. Very special guests. Richard E. Grant. Oh. No, but I'm no. He presents it. Anyway. So, Craig went along by himself. He couldn't get anybody to go. He couldn't find anybody to go. But you know what? That's the way he wanted it. Because people would just ruin it. Nobody was into Star Wars as much as him. Nobody that he knew. He thought they'd just kind of ruin it. And they'd just go, who's that? Is that who? Just, he wanted to really speak, just sort of be there by himself. So he went along and got in and got his seat, and very good. He was doing the bottom. Wasn't up there, doing the bottom there, like there. And lights changed and all that. Please welcome your host for the evening, Richard E. Grant. Hey, and then it was Richard E. Grant comes out And he like walked through the crowd and all that, and he had a bit of cape on and all that. It is my it's my absolute pleasure. If you would have asked me 50, 60 years ago, when I was Swaziland, which is now obviously whatever it is now, I'll be presenting this Star Wars. Star Wars. Oh, Swally boy. And everybody went like, woo! We have some of the finest, something, the way he talks, I don't know. I'm doing a kind of Tony Blair sort of voice. And here they are now. And the lights went down, and then the screen. I remember. And he fucked up. He started speaking he wasn't meant to speak. And then they played the intro, and then it stopped. He came back on. Now, we're supposed to bring out our special guest first. Special guest. But I want to apologize for earlier. I was going to say when you go to the cinema and it says the far away long time ago thing, and the old 4 dots instead of 3. The old 4 dots instead of 3. And then wow, da 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 da. Oh, Swally boy. He said he was meant to say that. Anyway, and then I went, now for our first guest. It's Emperor, Ian McDermott. He likes to talk other people down so that he looks better. Ian McDermott came out, him that played Palpatine, the Emperor, came out. And he said, I'm so happy to be here to take part in this, because that's the way he fucking speaks. He's Scottish, but he speaks like that. Take part in this. All I have to say to the orchestra now is, do it. Hey! Craig was watching like that. Hey! It's not here for all the fucking prequels and sequels and all that shite. And then there's a cheer, and then Ian McDermott said, well done to all the people in the orchestra who trained hard to be here, to make it here today. It just goes to show you that the dark side of the Force is pathway to many abilities, to be very talented. Didn't make sense. And Craig was just, everyone's like, hey! Craig was like, what he said didn't make sense. Didn't make sense. What he just said there didn't make any sense. No sense at all. But everybody gave it a big cheer. More music and some fucking bit for the film. Special guest. Like then Daisy Ridley came out. She didn't even get a fucking an intro. But Richard E. Grant came on and was standing next to her when she was like speaking. And she said, when I was asked to be a part of Star Wars, I couldn't believe it. That's the way she speaks. That's the way Daisy Ridley speaks. Irish? It's Bindi, by the way. She says, when I was asked to be a part of Star Wars, I couldn't believe it. Here now, to play the next piece of music is the London Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. They were there the whole time. It didn't make any sense. Craig was like, what's going on here? And then they played some music, and she didn't even say what was coming up, what the music was for. It was just an all bit. It's just fucked. The whole thing was fucked. It's really dim in this room, by the way. I love it. It's fucking miserable. This really takes me back to my Merry Hill days. Staying with my pal. It is nice. It is so fucking miserable. Let's see this. I love this sort of fucking thing, man. I love it. Anyway, so then he played a bit of music, and then Richard E. Grant came out, pure serious looking, and went like that. This is an important bit, so I'm actually going to pull the blind up for this. Better put the earphones in so I can hear myself speaking. Everyone, this is what Richard E. Grant said. If you had asked me, the person I'm about to bring onto stage is our special guest this evening. And if you had asked me when I was a little boy in South Somaliland, which is now, of course, what it is now, it's changed its name. It's changed its name. Eswatini. We won't go into that. That I'd be introducing this next guest. I wouldn't have believed you. Mr. George Lucas. Everybody's like, what? And George Lucas came on. What the fuck, the beard, the wee, Jeremy Beadle. Like, there. And Craig stood up, and other people stood up next to him, like, kind of standing ovation. And Craig went like, fucking sit down. Shouted to everybody around him, fucking sit down. I'm not standing up for this cunt for that reason. I'm standing up because I've got something to fucking say. Now fucking sit down. And this kind of almost Mexican wave influence happened, only it was like, imagine like, a stone dropping in a kind of a pond like that. When he told him to sit down, everybody around him nearby, a 2-3 people sort of radius around him sat down, and that caused them all to sit down. It was amazing. It was amazing to see. And they all sat down, and Craig went like that. Yeah! And everybody stopped, you know, they were ready to play a bit of music. They were like with the violins. And Craig went like, Georgie boy! And George Lucas looked at him. And Craig went like that. Why? We can't hear you. Somebody brought a mic down because they're going to be doing a Q&A later. And he just thought, fuck it, let's do it. Because a guy was on his side. There was a guy who was a big Star Wars fan. And he also felt that George Lucas had ruined Star Wars. And he just had a feeling this guy is going to say something that I think I'm going to agree with. And the mic got passed down. And Craig went, I've got a question. Even though it wasn't the Q&A time, you said it as if it's almost like it was Q&A time. I've got a fucking question, George. Since you're asking. Nobody was asking. Why? Recently I saw a video. Security started to come in, and some people kind of held them off. People who were also really disgusted. There's people, like, see when George Lucas came on, a lot of people like Star Trek t-shirts and everything. Star Trek. Please don't clip this. You can't argue with this lighting. Look at this lighting. This is perfect. This is natural light. You can't argue with this. This is natural from the sun. You can't argue with this. This was the right decision. See this? This was the right decision. But anyway. People with Star Wars t-shirts. When George Lucas came on, they were like that. But, special guest. And they were like that. George Lucas did a bit like that. Like that. Fucking hate that cunt. They hate him. For what he did. No. And then that stupid fucking... And so anyway, Craig, so they were like that. They were pure holding the security back. Because they knew what was coming up. What on earth was that? It's when fucking Darth Vader chucks Palpatine down the fucking shaft. Previously, Palpatine would be like force lightning on Luke. And then Darth Vader was like this, look. No, he's looking that way, isn't he? No, he's looking that way. And then goes and just picks him up and chucks him down. No, it's... No. Picks him up to mirror the fucking prequel bit where he go, Padme... Anyway, so Craig... This is how Craig felt as well. Craig was kind of like me. Craig... Well, I've got a question. Why did you ruin everything? Cheers. Cheers, boos and cheers. You couldn't tell if the people who are booing were agreeing with Craig and booing George Lucas. It's hard to tell. Just a fucking atmosphere. Why did you ruin Star Wars? That's ridiculous. How can he ruin something he created? Why did you fucking shut up? Why did you ruin Star Wars? Why did you get Anakin Skywalker, Hayden Christensen? Why did you ruin his career? By getting him to say things like, well, from my point of view, if you look at it from my point of view, it's actually the Jedi who are baddies. From my point of view, if you think about it from my point of view. Why did you get Hayden Christensen to say their lines? That was Craig on the mic. And another thing. Why did you get Darth Vader? When he just becomes Darth Vader, that is when he gets the whole suit. I mean, why did you get him to say, What about Padme? Is she all right? Darth Vader, I know he was recently Anakin Skywalker, he's still a kind of young man, but you just don't have Darth Vader in his mask and suit saying, is she all right? All right? Darth Vader saying all right with the voice change and the mask and... Oh! Oh! Daniel wants to do his impression. Right, go.
Where is Padme? Is she safe? Is she alright? Oh, I believe in your anger you killed her. Why? I couldn't have. She was alive. I felt it. No.
Very good.
I kind of messed up one of the words.
It's all right.
I said why.
They'll have to turn it up later. They'll have to watch it back and turn it up. They said it was a bit quiet, but it's perfect. Thank you very much. You'll have to watch it back and turn it up. Where is Padme? Is she safe? Is she all right? And Craig said, and by the way, see in the Albert Hall, there's a wee boy, a 12-year-old, who said that. Can I, there's a 12-year-old there, can I actually do my impression? And did that. And then it sort of calmed him down a wee bit, Craig, because he thought, oh, fuck, that's right, as Wayne's here. And it just sort of broke his flow. Anyway, he went, aye, right. He went, look, Craig actually said his name Craig. George Lucas went like, you just said Craig. My name's George. And Craig went, I was saying my name to let you know what my name was. And George Lucas went like, you didn't say that. You just said Craig. That's your name? Aye, it is my name. So it was that. But you didn't say, my name's Craig, and I just want to let you know that's my name. You just said Craig. And Craig went like that. You ruined Star Wars. And George Lucas said, you've already said that. Do you have anything new to say? Because I've heard this all. I've heard this. I've heard it all. And Craig went, you just said, I've heard this all. You said, I've heard this all. Who says that? I've heard this all. Who says that? And George Lucas went like, don't try and... Nothing will beat you saying Craig, saying you just said your own name to me. You just said your own name to me. And Daisy Ridley tried to sort of step in and go like that. Is there any chance we could just... And Richard D. Grant went like that, let me take control of this. And George went like, I can handle myself, my big boy. And went like, Craig, you want to come up? Do you want to come up and say that to my face? And Craig didn't. He shat it. And he used the wee guy as an excuse. Do the accent for George. George went like, do you want to come up here and say that to me? Say that to my face. That's how he actually speaks. And then the actor who played Jar Jar Binks came on. He was going to be another guest, but he sort of walked on like that. What's going on? And George went like, not now. Not now. You just go away. Go away. Because George just thought, this isn't going well. Bring out fucking Jar Jar Binks and it will really no go well. And Craig shot it and he blamed it on the Wayne. He went like that. Look, I'm not coming up. You want a fucking scrap in front of Wayne? It's a fucking matter with you. Get a grip. It's only a film. It's only a fucking film. Get a grip. Get on with it. And George Lucas went, we're not getting on with it until you leave. You should leave. Okay, well, I'm not leaving. I paid my money. I'm entitled to free speech. I'm entitled to my opinion. I paid my money. It's a Q&A later. I'm having it now. I'm entitled to my opinion. You're entitled to your opinion. Your opinion. I said I'm entitled to my opinion. You said opinion. The end. Zero out of 10, 2 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 2 out of 10, 1 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Oh, here, I should press that button there. Multi-layered narrative, rich storytelling. Daniel saved it. Should be made into a film. I clapped. Total wank. Bald cunt. Yeah.